So some of you know that I run the Scorched Fur Festival. And this year just ended. And it was the most difficult year I've ever done. Because a small amount of millennial furries from the furry fandom decided they wanted to try to blackmail me. They wanted to try to threaten me with being socially ostracized because I wouldn't do what they wanted me to do. They wanted me to kick someone out of my event because they didn't like their criminal history. Sorry, but my event is a public event. Just like HEB, Walmart, Walgreens, or any other public facility, we're a public event. HEB, Walmart, any of those places, they're not going to tell someone that they can't be at the store simply because you're about to be there. If you don't feel emotionally and physically safe going to the store because someone may be there, then don't go. And my event is the same way. It's a public event. The tickets are sold publicly. When people buy a ticket, they're a customer. I'm not going to pick and choose between customers. If you don't want to come to my event because someone else may be there you don't like, well, then that's your problem. Because unlike other events, my event isn't reliant on ticket sales. It doesn't matter if we sell 5 tickets or hundreds of tickets. The event is still going to happen because we own the land. We own the core infrastructure. We don't got to ask nobody to rent anything or use their facility, or so we don't got to deal with the politics of that. Cancel culture has no place in burn culture. In burn culture, we accept the stranger. We only judge the stranger based on our personal interaction with them and their behavior at the event. Anything they did in their past or anything that's happened in relationships they've had or their criminal history is not our business to go around canceling someone based on those things. We just don't do it. But the furry fandom does. And this is one thing that I do not like about the furry fandom. Is any person can raise a complaint and decide that they don't want someone to go to the event because of their criminal history or because of their behavior in the past, and they can get banned from the event. But I'm not going to do it. It is not the event's job to make you feel safe in every way you possibly could ever emotionally need to feel safe. And you don't get to threaten me or threaten to socially ostracize me or blacklist my event or blacklist me from the other furry fandom events in the country simply because I wouldn't do your bidding, because I wouldn't reshape the entire event based on your ideas of what it should and should not be. It is my event. And I don't have to deal with the politics of cancel culture because we don't have to rent anything. And you can't threaten me for my job, which some of these people did. They threatened they were going to make it for I could never have a job, by me not bending to their will. Well, you see, I have the worst boss in the world. He is the meanest slave driving boss there ever was. And that boss also doesn't give two shit that of what you think about people that come to the Scorched Fur Festival or not. Because that boss is me. I will make myself work until 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I am ADHD and I have autism, and I can be the worst boss to myself than any employer I ever had. And I haven't had an employer, an actual boss, like work for another company boss, in what, 10 years or so? So good luck getting my boss to fire me based on me not kicking someone out of my event. No one gets to socially ostracize me but me because I'm used to that. If someone's going to rat on me, it's going to be me because I'm open and honest. I'm open and honest even when it doesn't do me any good. But I also don't have to worry about the politics of losing a job or the politics of selling tickets to my event. So they don't want to come. They want to be whiny, complaining millennials that don't like the fact that I won't restructure my event to the way they want it to be, and I won't kick someone out of my event because they have a criminal record, even though that person has served their time, has no court judgments against them, that they can't be at a public event. They still wanted that person kicked out. I'm not going to do it. I'm not the one. I will not be bullied. I will not be threatened. I will not be controlled that way. And those people don't realize who they're dealing with. Because unlike a lot of other people that will do all kinds of things to be socially accepted, to me it doesn't matter so much. Because I'm autistic and ADHD, and we're used to being the social awkward one. It was our entire childhood. All autistic children, that is our childhood, being the social awkward one. You cannot socially ostracize the socially awkward one. That's impossible. We're used to it. Maybe some of the younger, much younger autistic kids aren't used to it yet. But eventually, if that is what they go through, hopefully they will learn to be like, we don't need it. And in a way, we kind of don't have to deal with it as much as neurotypical people, because neurotypical people need social acceptance. They need social interaction on a much larger scale than most autistic people. And you see, I'm my own best friend. And I'm perfectly okay being alone with my thoughts a lot. In fact, I don't even listen to the radio in the car. My favorite pastime is just thinking. And I don't need that social acceptance like other people. If people like me and they want to be around me and they want to be my friend, great. But I'm not going to change who I am for people to want to be around me or be my friend. I am me, the genuine article. And if they don't like it, well, fuck them. They can. It's not my. I don't care. I would like for people to like me, but I don't need it. I would like for my event to have thousands and thousands of people coming to it. But if only a handful of people come and we still have fun, well, it was still a great thing. And the only people that lost anything in this whole cancel culture thing of the entire weekend of making all these posts and everything, trying to shut my event down, trying to cancel me and my event, was the people doing it, because they didn't come to the event. They didn't have fun. They weren't here. We still had a blast. And we built a pirate ship and we hung out and the DJs came and the music was playing and we had good food and great fun, and it was a great camping weekend. And those whiny millennial furries that tried to shut me and my event down, Well, they didn't succeed. They caused me lots of stress and they pissed me off. But they didn't get what they wanted. So, if in the future any person out there thinks that they're going to manipulate me, they're going to blackmail me, they're going to threaten me with being socially ostracized in order to get their way, well, you can shove it where the sun doesn't shine, because I am not the one. I am genuinely me, and I'm going to do it my way whenever I can. And you know what? My way works a lot of the time. And sometimes it doesn't work so well because of the whole ADHD and autism thing. Sometimes I'm just going around in circles. But in the long run, a lot of the things that I do work. Like my shelter. I have 8 percentage points higher success rate than the shelters of Austin with almost no money. Because I did the shelter my way instead of the way everybody else said it should be done. And then the same thing. Scorched Fur is my event. I will do it my way. And I am not going to do background checks. And I am not going to tell people they cannot come to my event simply because they have a criminal history. If you are that kind of person that you want everyone that has a criminal history that you don't think is acceptable to not exist in your bubble and in your world, then don't be in my bubble and don't be in my event, because I'm not going to deal with that shit. Go do it to someone else. I'll do it to me.